Ladies and gentlemen, namaskar and welcome to a very outstanding program, short yet very useful course called Extraordinary Happiness. Now, you and I want to be happy every single day. The very famous George Bernardo once said that happiness cannot be found, it must be created every day. That means there is something you and I must do every day to be happy, to be cheerful, to be joyful. And today, through this program, you and I will learn five ideas to be happy every single day so that you can have a life you desire to have. If you're really excited about this course, I welcome you all. We are here for something really amazing. So let's get the ball rolling. Now, my dear friends, what is the first and the most important thing great leaders do to be happy every single day? In the last two decades, I have studied the life of more than 5,000 very successful people. And I came across one common quality in everyone. That one common quality is this, that every single day, they do something special to be a star, which means they are not born stars, but they cultivate something every day to be a star every day. Now, billionaires, iconic performers, world-class champions, they do something every single day. Morning time is called the tone setting time of every single day. How you perceive and what you perceive of yourself every morning defines the entire day. In fact, we become what we believe. Now, the belief system has to be strong. You need to really cultivate this every day without fail. When we get up in the morning, our morning time is like the day when, at the moment when you're actually setting up a fabulous foundation for a strong building. And your day is a building, morning is the foundation. So the foundation has to be strong so that your whole day goes great. Now, I want to tell you about one great thing that everyone must do every single day, and that is called start like a star. Start like a star. Every great leader every day must start their day like a star because eventually you become what you feel about yourself. So here's my little request to you. If you want to be a superstar, if you want to really make sure that you do a great job whole day long, ensure before you get up for a wonderful, amazing day ahead for yourself, give yourself at least 10 minutes of your time called me time. In that me time, look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you are extraordinary. Tell yourself, wow, what a fantastic day. I am going to have an amazing time today. Today is going to be the best day of my life. Yes, make sure that you give this strong affirmation to yourself for a fabulous day ahead. Because what you tell yourself in the morning, it actually is the tone for the whole day. So I'm sure that you and I will make a commitment and we'll start every day like a star. And that's my first submission to all of us. If you're ready for that, everybody give me a thumbs up and say, of course, lovely. So that's how we start our day from now onwards. Now, let me move gradually to the second point, or the second most important quality of a great champion who wants to have an extraordinary every day. We want to be happy, right? We don't want to feel sad. We want to be really on top of the world every single day. Now, if you really want to be happy, one has to understand the biggest reason behind sadness. So let me ask you, while you're listening to me, take a guess and tell me, what's the biggest cause of sadness? Why do we feel sad? All right. Various researches have been done around this to figure out why do people feel sad? And they found out that there's one reason, that's the biggest reason why people feel really sad, upset, disoriented. And that one reason is this, that we are not spending a fair amount of time living this moment. We are living either in the past or we are living in the future. And we spend a lot of time thinking about the past and the future, and that is called overthinking, the biggest cause of unhappiness. Let me share an example to explain that to you. Now imagine a situation. I was driving a brand new car. Okay. And I was driving a brand new car, and suddenly I realized the fact that in the traffic, the car got crashed. Now, this happened a couple of days ago, but I'm still thinking about that white, beautiful car that got a big scratch on the bonnet. Now, you know what? this happened a couple of days ago, but I'm still living that incident even now. That means I am not living my present, I'm living my past. Similarly, a vast majority of people today spend a vast majority of time thinking about how the tomorrow is going to be. So let's say people who invest in stocks and shares, they invest money in stocks, and then they're thinking, right, would the stock do well? What if it doesn't do well? My God, I've got a massive amount of money stuck in there. So we are actually thinking a lot about what is going to happen tomorrow. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong. It's okay to think about tomorrow, plan a vision for tomorrow, do something great for tomorrow. That's okay. But if we spend a lot of time thinking about what is in it for me tomorrow, then what we're doing is we are actually compromising on the happiness of today. So, ladies and gentlemen, please remember, you and I need to decide, commit, and ensure that we live in the present moment in order to be happy. All right. We will otherwise unnecessarily end up being anxious, tensed, stressed, and worried. And all of this creates bitterness, sadness, and we don't feel at ease, leading to a lot of challenges and happiness. We don't want that. We want to be happy and liberated and free. And that is possible only when we make a commitment to ourselves to live today, not yesterday or tomorrow, right? Now, a lot of people ask me this question. Well, that makes sense, but how do you ensure that you live today? Here's my little submission to you. Most people, when they get up in the morning, they have a lot of distractions in their mind because their life is busy with so many things happening around themselves. And they get quite disoriented as well. But do you know something very common about every successful people? They are indistractable. They don't get distracted. They don't get distracted because what they do is when they get up in the morning, the first thing they see is they see their focus. They see what they want to do in the next 10 years in their life, and those commitments that they have, those big dreams that they have, their family dreams, their social dreams, their health dreams, their dreams to do something great for themselves and their career. All those dreams keep them focused on ensuring that they're going to focus on today so that they can have all those dreams come true faster than they can ever imagine. So they focus positively, and this one positive focus stops people from overthinking. Let me share a very interesting story to explain that further. You know what? A young lady joins an organization, and after having worked in this company for a couple of months, she goes running to her boss one day and says, "Ma'am, I'm not very happy with my team. Everybody is backbiting. Some people are negative about how things are shaping up here. And I feel quite distracted and not happy being in this team. Please change my team." So the boss was a mature woman with all the wisdom that she had. She says, "Well, ma'am, I have a small challenge for you before we change your team." She said, "Okay, what's the challenge?" "I'm going to give you a glass of water full up till top. You got to just take 3 rounds of this office while ensuring that the water should not spill. Come back, finish the challenge, and then we'll talk and discuss about changing your team." She said, like, "Okay, sure, I can take that challenge up." So she quickly picks up that glass of water and takes 3 rounds of the office and comes back to the cabin and says, "Ma'am, mission accomplished. Yeah, well done. You're very, very amazing. Good job done. Tell me, when you were moving with the glass of water, did you hear anyone backbiting?" Not really. "Did you hear anybody talking negative or cribbing about anything that they have around?" "Mm, I don't remember that." "Did you hear anything that kind of distracted you while you were working on this mission?" "No, not really." "But why?" "Because I was focused on the glass of water." She looked at that lady and smiled and said, "That's the biggest message I wanted to convey to you today. If you want to be completely distraction free, focus on the goal. Your goal was the glass of water. And because of this, you did not focus anywhere. You're focused on the glass of water." Similarly, you become indistractable if you focus on your dreams. So here's my second submission. Ladies and gentlemen, stop overthinking and start positive focusing. Make a promise to me that you're going to focus on dreams that you want to achieve in your life so that you don't get distracted by those tiny things that box us down sometimes. And that happens to all of us. So let's make a commitment that you and I Together, we'll ensure that we focus on what we want to achieve in our life rather than thinking a lot and rather than getting distracted with things here and there, right? Let's get focus to our life. Let's lead a life with aim, right? All right, good job. Now, very important point, ladies and gentlemen. Let's now learn the third important quality of a highly focused champion who has an extraordinary every day. Now, before we get to the third one, let me recap the first two we just talked about. The first thing you and I learned very quickly was that start like a star every day. The second important point we all learned today is to make sure that we stop overthinking by focusing positively on what you want to achieve in your life. Now, let's talk about the third one. If you're ready, say yes. Great. Now, here's the third one. You know what? There is something deep within yourself that says, hey, do this, which means there is something you love doing in your life that really makes you happy. I mean, it could be a lot of things for different people. For some people, music makes them happy. They feel raw. I want to listen to some music. For some people, hiking and biking and cycling is something that really gets them charged up and they feel very happy about it, right? Sometimes for some people, just making a nice cup of tea is a great source of happiness, right? Now, that's something that genuinely makes you happy from inside. Something that you do for the society brings a lot of fulfillment for you, right? Now, you have something within you that brings massive happiness. But now, a second important question is, when was the last time you did what makes you superbly happy? And you will start thinking, hey, that's been quite some time, right? Here is my third important submission to all of you. Please understand, you want to boost up your mental and physical health. You want to be constantly happy, and you want to ensure that you impact your brain with happiness, and you want to ensure that you release positive hormones in your bodies to give you massive happiness. You don't want to feel depressed. You want to feel highly charged up. And I'm going to talk to you about how could you feel highly charged up. You know what? My next point is this. My next point is very focused, and that says pursue hobbies. We spend a lot of time doing things we don't like doing, but we don't do anything that makes us really very happy. Can I tell you something? I will give you 11 such hobbies that makes people happy. You please pick up one that you think will go best with you. One is cooking. You might want to cook something and that really makes you happy. It's an amazing exercise, very fulfilling when you see your family and friends eating and cherishing and thanking you for all that you've cooked for them. It's an amazing activity. Isn't it so great? Right? So try cooking. It's amazing. Everybody, you and I, we all have something in our mind that pops up, and we want to truly make a nice image about something that really is in our mind, a nice sketch about it. Painting is a very good hobby, very stress relieving, very calming. You feel serene when you try painting. You know what? There's a lot in your life you have learned. You are a fabulous, amazing pool of wisdom within yourself. Everybody is an institution, is a university of learnings that they carry throughout their life. Why don't you start writing what you've learned in your life? You never know. One day, all these little write-ups that you write, the leaflets that you write, could probably turn out to be a nice book, and you could become an accomplished author. Start writing tiny extract from your life, strips that probably will be a great value add to the world around. It's amazing. You know what? You and I, we all love dancing with our families. I mean, that's how I start my day every single day. So I tell Alexa, play some nice dance songs. Alexa plays some nice dance songs, and me and my family, we really enjoy. Makes us really happy. It's a quick, massive rush of adrenaline, giving you a lot of power and a lot of positivity. Definitely try that out. The next very important thing is the old age and the age lived wonderful yoga. Yoga is fantastic. For a very, very long time in this world, yoga is believed to bring a lot of calmness within us. It could be a guided meditation for 10 minutes that you might want to pursue, and that 10 minutes meditation could turn out to be a nirvana experience for us. Ask yourself, when are you going for the next yoga session? Do it today. Another one that I want to recommend is called reading. When you read, you get to understand the world through other people's perspective, and you see the world through their lens and their wisdom. You really share that wisdom. and you become more strong within yourself, motivated and confident. So try reading. It's an amazing exercise. My next important exercise is giving some time to yourself and your family. Hey, but here's a little caution. Don't do this for more than 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. It's called video gaming, right? If you are somebody who's spending a lot of time these days working from home, you might want to hook up to some very interesting, very exciting video games, but don't play for more than 10 or 20 minutes. They are quite addictive, right? Here's the next one. It is fulfilling to see a sapient and how you plant that little sapling and then eventually turns out to be a beautiful flower, fruit, or something really amazing. So I would like to request all of you to find time to pursue this great hobby called gardening. It's absolutely extraordinary. It is very, 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 very motivating, brings a lot of happiness, right? You know what? You and I, we always dreamt of clicking some nice pictures. When we were young, we did some. Why don't you pursue photography as a great hobby? Become a part of blogging as good photographers and get linked up with some like-minded photographers and share some good success ideas with them. It's a great hobby to get you positively charged up. Try that out. Here's the next one I want to share with you. When I was young, my class teacher always said that, hey, listen, if you want to be fit, do this exercise. This one exercise, if you do this every single day, you need not think about any other exercise. It is that outstanding. I said, what is it? And he said, swimming. I recommend you sincerely. Swimming with your family is a great stress buster, brings massive happiness, massive charge. And plus, since you're training or teaching your young ones, you feel very happy too, right? Because they learn with you and you feel joyous. So try that. It's absolutely extraordinary. Now, let me tell you something. In all of us, you, me, and all of us, there is a fun side to every one of us, right? Some people are good in cracking jokes. Some are good in, let's say, singing some nice songs. Some are good in dancing. Some are good in cooking. Some are good in makeups. Why don't you do something that really makes you feel great? And why don't you become popular a little by posting those videos on YouTube? It's called YouTubing. Share your favorite hobby with the world. Share what you love doing with the world, and you never know, you might become a fabulous YouTube star very soon. So my third important point is, please pursue any one of these 11 hobbies today. All right. Are you ready for that? I am sure you are ready for that. Let's do the next one very quickly. Something from my life. So me and my daughter we were watching a movie the other day, and it was a nice movie on internet called The Lion King. Now, the scene of Lion King where the Papa Tiger is having a conversation with the baby tiger, baby lion, and they're discussing certain good life lessons. Now, this reminded me of my life, and when I was a young, tiny boy, I was on a special school project, and I had to make some, craft. So I remember in my school, there were a lot of options given, and I chose to make a castle. Now, my castle was fabulous. And this is not just castle, just a sample picture, which you see on the slide right now. But I made a very beautiful castle, and my castle was loved by my class teacher, by my school teacher, by everybody. And they said, hey, your castle is worth competing in the competition at the school level and then at the city level. I was like very happy. Sure, why not? So there was competition organized, and I was very happy that today, my castle would probably be awarded as the best castle or the best craft. Now, the maximum marks that they gave were 15, and I got 12. That means I lost it. So that day, just like that little baby lion, I was sitting in the terrace, looking up in the sky and thinking about a very bad day. My dad came next to me and sat next to me and said, son, what's going on? I said, Dad, a little upset. I didn't get through the craft competition. He said, you know what? Always remember, son, there are a lot of things which is in your control, a lot of things which is beyond your control. You should be happy for whatever was in your control. You delivered your 500%. I could see you working hard the entire night long, putting that castle in place, ensuring that you put the right tapes and the right glues everywhere, and you design it and you engrave it so well with different colors. You and the whole family was working towards making that castle look gorgeous. And I remember how you carried that in the morning. Yeah. So I think your job was very well done. You did so well. Now, selecting the castle, not selecting, is completely beyond your reach and control. That's somebody else's decision, right? Why should you be bogged down if somebody else does not appreciate what you have done well? You should rather appreciate yourself because you gave your very best. Ladies and gentlemen, I remember that day he taught me a prayer of serenity. And the serenity prayer says, God, grant me the courage to change whatever I can, and grant me the passion and serenity to accept whatever I cannot change. And grant me the wisdom to differentiate between the two, what I can change and what I cannot change. So I learned the fact that there are a lot of things in your life that you cannot change. But you know what? You should be proud of yourself because you gave your 100% for whatever best you possibly could. So remember, there are some days you don't achieve what you desire to achieve despite giving your very best. But can I tell you something? You should be proud of yourself for that day because you gave your very best. Rather than feeling sad because somebody else did not like it just the way you wanted it to be. No one in this world is in charge of your happiness but you. You cannot hand over your happiness remote to somebody else. It got to be in your own hands. You are the one in charge of your happiness. So do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen, please celebrate every single day. Can I tell you something very important? People whom we love most are ignored most. Isn't it so true? So a family usually is those bunch of awesome people who really love you a lot. Why don't we celebrate with them every day? Let's make every evening spectacular. All right. That's my fourth humble submission to all of you as champions. And I'm sure you definitely will work on that because you are a star. Let's just revise those 4 points and then we're going to get to the fifth and the last one very quickly. So here are those 4 points, ladies and gentlemen. First is start your day every day like a star. Second very important point is stop overthinking, start positive focusing. Third, we discussed a very important point that, hey, if you want to be happy, please pick up hobbies that really make you happy. It's amazing. You're in charge of your own happiness. If you do this every day, is extraordinary day, all right? And you get extraordinary happiness every single day. And you know what? Did I tell you that? The fourth lesson is celebrate every day. That's my little advice from my dad, which I want to share with you. It's amazing. Give your very best every day and celebrate because you gave your very best every day. Very quickly, let me tell you the fifth strategy on how one can be really happy. A long time back, I was taking a flight from Bombay and I was in the lounge and it was a late flight, which got further delayed. I think it was around midnight. We were still waiting for the flight. There were hardly a few people in the lounge, and there was this lady who was sitting diagonally opposite to me wearing a red shawl. So I was working and making some notes, and she was sitting diagonally opposite to me, browsing certain pictures on iPad. She's happy, I'm happy. So I was making notes, and I suddenly realized someone crying. And I noticed it was her who started crying. And I thought, okay, she'll be fine in a while. Must be just a little tiny moment that she's a little unhappy, but she'll be fine soon. But as time passed by, she started crying profusely. And it was time for me to get up from my place and go straight to her, make her feel better. So I leave my chair and I keep the table aside and I walk down to her. And as I walk down to her, I look at her shawl and say, ma'am, the shawl suits you very well. Good choice. She looked up, she smiled, offered a seat right next to me, and I sat right next to her. And she showed me some pictures that she was browsing on her iPad. You know, Ashish, that's my family. I said, wow, ma'am, that's a beautiful family. Yes, our two daughters, Nidhi and Vidhi, twins. I said, beautiful. My husband, Rohit, the best husband one can ever imagine. I said, indeed. You know, this is our first holiday. We went to the Disneyland. See how amazing we are feeling right now. I said, yes. Check out the next picture. This is Rohit celebrating my parents' anniversary, and he gave them a beautiful surprise. So she continued to flip these pictures and showed me many moments from her life, and I was so touched and happy seeing and being a part of those moments at that very moment. And then she again started crying, and she told me that, you know what? Let me tell you, Rohit, first person in my life who gave me power to speak before people. I remember when I was conducting a meeting for my team members in our office, I was holding the mic and I was speaking for 25 minutes beautifully because he made me strong and gave me that power to speak so well. He was the He's the best dad you can ever think of, best husband one can imagine. Every morning, I get in the balcony where I live and I look up in the sky and I tell him, Rohit, I love you so much. I lost him 3 years ago, she said. And then she said, I'm not crying because I lost him. I'm crying because for all these 25 years of our marriage, not even once I told him that, Rohit, you are the best husband one can imagine, the best father to our kids, the best leader for our office. Thank you for being the very best man in my life. And I'm crying because I lost him 3 years ago. I would never ever be able to go back to these moments and tell him again what I felt for him all my life. So I'm now living with this guilt that I wish I had told him how special he was for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to very quickly tell you this last learning that I have for you. Stop complaining, start appreciating. If you like someone in your office, in your home, in your life, this is the right moment. Let's make their life spectacular. Let's make it beautiful. Stop complaining. Start appreciating is my last little submission to you. My dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, let's we wrap up together these 5 points. Allow me to recap those for you. The first is start like a star. Stop overthinking, start positive focusing. Pursue hobbies that make you happy. Celebrate every day. Stop complaining, start appreciating. I am definitely sure you will. You know, the least we could do is to delight people around us and make their life absolutely beautiful. If you make somebody's day extraordinary, your day becomes extraordinary automatically. So go ahead, make people's life extraordinary. Till I meet you again, I want to wish you the very best in life. It has been a privilege speaking to you today. Take great care of yourself. I want to wrap up by sharing something with you in Hindi. I read this very interesting 2 lines some time back, and they have a very strong meaning. So I thought, why not I should just wrap up this session with that. And it says like this, that बेवजह बेवजह बेइंतहा बेहिसाब मुस्कुरा जाता हूं, बेवजह बेइंतहा बेहिसाब मुस्कुरा जाता हूं, आधी दुनिया को तो मैं दोस्त यूं ही बना जाता हूं, यूं ही बना जाता हूं. Your one smile will make the world smile. Ladies and gentlemen, the best you could do is to be happy, but something better than the best is to be the reason behind someone's happiness. Go ahead, let's do that. Thank you very much and see you soon. God bless you all. Bye, everyone.